Hi, it's me again, wearing sunshades and this all-American hat. And I wore these to do this video. And it's not necessary that you see my eyes and the expression on my face when I tell you in all honesty, I'm doing this video. And I feel the need to have to do this video because I wanted to do this video last week in response to that bad situation with that female, the evil female who decided that she was gonna find a way to extort money out of the anyway, he was an athlete, not a football player, but an athlete, Trevor B, whatever his name is. I'm not trying to think of all names, and somebody can put in the comment section or the name of the lady, but right now they're full names and it's not, everything is irrelevant. Somebody will put it in the comment section probably on their names and everything like that, and the name of the lady. Now this is not like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. It's not like the Will Smith and the Jada. So because people like to throw her in with those other two ladies who are already with evil men already. Those guys. And I'm tired of, hearing about the Will Smith and the Jada, and they were together, like they were separated for 7 years. I was like, well, there's a video where Jada's like, Will does what he wants, and they've been open to marriage, and Will's been bisexual. A lot of people didn't know he was bisexual, but some of us knew that. But information came out about him a while back, and that was before the alleged publicity stunt with Chris Rock and them. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna say this. I saw the video Steven Crowder did with I think it was when the Crowder bites, and some of the other media in the commentaries, people did videos on it. But I'm doing my video, and I agree with Steven Crowder on something related to it causes problem with relationships, related to relationships, and men being able to trust women. And this situation kind of screwed it up, and trying to deal with all that stuff where Belgium. Yeah, because I just got finished drinking some of blended lemons and limes, because it helps the body, and it helps your skin too. You use some, that's some African black soap that helps the skin too, and certain eating habits, and you lay off certain high fructose corn syrup and sodas. Don't drink that. Just avoid certain types of drinks and foods, and just plenty of vitamin C and berries and certain things like that helps your skin, and stuff like that. But I'm not going to get into this. This video is not about health things, and it's not about my messed up tooth in the front that you can see when I talk. And then I've been putting in description my P.O. box, because I don't have a link where you can click on and donate. You just have to send it to my P.O. box. My name is Michelle Brown, and you just send it to the P.O. box. And the reason why I'm under the, I'm doing this in the cover, because it's just easier, the background, because I'm not, I'm not living where I used to live when I first got the YouTube channel, because I had to move. I moved from a place where my car was broken into different times, actually at least 3 times in the parking lot, and one time it was stolen, recovered, and then the last time was then in June they tried to steal it from there. Again, thankfully they didn't steal it. They just pulled out the ignition, which caused a big problem. But that's not what this video is about. And for the people who don't know, if they pull out your ignition, they had to broke your glass and pull out the ignition. It's always over $2,000 damage. If you pull out your ignition, that's over $2,000. But I'm still trying to do a thing with Progressive, and just anyway, hopefully one day they'll just respond back, and I had to look for look at other car insurance, because if people can't pay, they'll need to say that we cover the difference. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about how this bothers me, this whole thing with this Trevor and the other lady. And I saw how and this lady just did this deliberately to mess with the guy. And the guy has, was able to play sports for another foreign team, but still he's not making even though he had money, and he still would have money, and he had enough money that that he could probably, if he retired, he could be able to live comfortably and everything for the rest of his life. But this destroys trust in females, because a guy with money, he's not gonna be able to trust females, because they're gonna assume it's bad enough that they got females that are white doing this. White female, she looked like she was white. I don't know if she might have been another nationality or something like that, but she looked white. But then it destroys trust in women, especially when women look like me, who are melanated. And especially if they can't trust a white female, they definitely can't trust a melanated female, because melanated females, culturally, they're a whole lot worse. They've been a whole lot worse. And, but I'm gonna, this whole thing, and I still want to have the hope of there's an actual husband out there for me, because of this problem, and because of these problems of these men aren't able to communicate, and because the guys I've dealt with in my life, and some good ones and some different ones, and a lot of my friends in my life have been guys, and it's hard for me to have a relationship as far as sister to sister, because a lot of my close fellowship relationships has been with guys, and this means platonic ones. And then dealing with the hurt and dealing with the pain from, I'm not putting that into another relationship. And this bothers me, because when ladies act bad, it destroys the trust in the female population as a whole, and a deeper distrust in melanated females. If an unmelanated female, she goes out and she screws up a guy like this, it destroys trust in melanated females. And now you got guys, because she can't trust the unmelanated female, you definitely can't trust the melanated females, because culturally there's negative stereotypes about us already, about that lady's a gold digger, or she's evil, and black women are belittling men, and you can't. And they got movies out and have us being the mouthy woman that's always mouthing back with the guy and saying, "Why can't you this and this and that? And can't you this and this and that?" And then I saw the Shaft, and now the woman, she was so mouthy. "Why can't you get a checking account? And that's not. Why can't you this?" Anyway, I'm not suggesting anybody watch the movie because it was not a lot of Christians who want, would say I probably shouldn't have watched something like that. But I'm going to be honest. That in that movie, they did address some issues about how it's hard. Men and women are problem with communication, and the people just text people and they don't communicate. Now, I had this problem, and I've had this situation, and I tried so hard, especially since this remainder situation at work where I played a recording, and then the guy got triggered because I couldn't stop. I tried to be as neutral as possible, and it doesn't matter. Some people say, "Oh, he's not a good guy," and he'll complain about anybody. But I'm different. Anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about how this really bothers me. This bothers me to the point of loudly crying face crying, like the emoji that has the loudly crying face with the tears just coming down. Because when I heard about this story, and then I saw recently where they had a video where a woman was talking about, and a black female was talking about she had a problem with a guy taking her to the cheesecake factory, and a woman looked like her took it. I said, I'll be glad to go to the cheesecake factory. I'll be glad to go. I'm cool with Netflix and chill. Well, I'm not with Netflix anymore. I'm not because I just had my Amazon my video streaming. I hope the payment went through the YouTube, because I just the money's in the account. But anyway, hopefully at some point that there will be trust restored in females, good females like me, who have been keeping their legs closed for years, and it's not loosely out to give the goodies away, because I'm not that type of female. And I look at females like, I say, Candace Owens. She was fortunate to be a loudmouth female, and was able to be blessed to marry another conservative guy, and then able to be a wife and mother. All females aren't fortunate like this, especially black females, especially black conservative females like me, wearing the all-American hat. It's been hard, and it's been complicated. And when I heard this thing about this, this thing with this lady who trying to extort money out of this guy because he's worth at least 51 million, and I'm like, dang, y'all, can't just and then they just want to class. She's not the same woman. She's evil, but she's not like the situation with her and this guy. It's not the same situation with like Johnny Depp and Amber and Jada and Will. That's a whole different set of situations. Now, if regardless of the situation, they're not the same. So people who watch this video, they're not the same. I have a Rumble channel, and I talk in about Will Smith and Johnny Depp. It's on my Rumble, Shelley Love One. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I think about a husband. Now, I wish I had money like Candace, because obviously when she married the guy, she already had money, because she already was a public figure, and she had a regular podcast or whatever, her show and stuff like that, and she was out there already. But all black females are not fortunate to get husbands, especially if they have any type of mouth. Even if we're telling the truth, like, laying truth bombs and commentaries on things like that, it's even harder, because having a loud mouth, even if you're telling the truth, like I am, it's destructive on allowing it. It makes it complicated for a man to want to be with you, because the simple fact is that you're out there. I'm out there, and I don't, as of doing this video, I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I'm just haven't been famous like that. I'm not out there. And my heart is to do different humanitarian things, but because of my melanation, which one lady was like commenting, like, why are you so obsessed on skin color? Because sometimes it affects things. Bad enough that I found out that my unmelanated sisters, sometimes I call them, sometimes they've had trouble landing husbands and getting in relationships. I'm talking about the ladies who are keeping their legs closed, or who are not loosely giving out the goodies, or godly females who actually want a husband. Some want children and some don't. Most of them will want children. The ones I come across, different ones who want children. But if it's hard enough for unmelanated females, which it's even harder for the melanated females. And this situation with this Trevor and the other lady situation, it makes it hard for it puts distrust in the populace. And when I get ready to, say, even though a lot of my connections and whatever, even though I work a regular job as of this video, and then I also fellowship with ministries, and I have my fellowship that I go to, it even destroys the trust in other females in many fellowships as well. Even though the female came across as somebody that's worldly, or whatever the case may be, even though the situation was with worldly, I don't know if he was worldly or wherever, he can't, anyway, possibly, if they were, doing, certain things involved. But the truth of the matter is, it's very destructive on trust. And I'm gonna have another videos that I'm planning to do, but think about it. Some of us really would like to have a husband and kids, and then some of these females they make it bad, even though some have been celebrities, some have been just evil females. That accuse men of things that they didn't do. They make it bad for us good females. And if I act a little bold, or if I just speak out on anything, or just act anyways off, just a little tad bit, a guy will assume I'm like this lady that went after the guy for his money, to extort his money. Because some of these guys have dealt with bad females. And it bothers me. And that's why people say, why you keep talking about this Remainder One situation? Because I was associated. I'm going to say this, I'm going to put this out on a limb. I realize that guys want respect. They want us to listen to them. When they tell us you make them feel uncomfortable, they want us to listen. I've put up with more crap from guys at the place of my employment, different place of my employment. And then guys, they're allowed to speak. They're allowed to say what they want. And that's what it kind of bothered me, because, trying to be neutral and it just bothers me. And I wasn't even allowed to apologize. If I can't apologize. I'm not allowed to. I don't always get a chance to really say what I want. I want to, and even sometimes I want to say thank you to guys, and I didn't get around to say thank you. Like situations, and the guy helped at the dealership with the help with the tire thing. I just wanted to tell them thank you in person, just to say, because I appreciate them, and I want to tell guys that I appreciate them, and though we don't all see eye to eye, I appreciate them and being them and trying to do what's right. Some of them are, but some of them just, I can't really get into it. I just wanted a guy to know that I would never go after you for extort anything out of you and money and stuff like that, to try to do accuse you of something you didn't do, unless you actually did it. Now, there's situations where I could have just told on guys and caused them to get locked up, and whatever case may be, and told things, but I didn't. And to be put in that class like that, because see, it bothers me sometimes because of bad situations like that, being put into a class of, guys want respect. They want us to respect them. And they also would be that nice that they listen to us too. And if you don't want to be bothered, just say, I don't want to be bothered. Then we won't bother you. Well, most people won't bother you. Now, me personally, if you come out and say, I don't want to be bothered, I'm not going to bother you. Just say, I don't want to be bothered. I wish that Remainder One would have said that before I played a, recording about my YouTube and Rumble. But that's another story in itself. Just pray for this guy. I just get people. I've been asking people on the internet to pray for this individual at the place of my employment, because this whole situation. And then I get in the situation, so many different situations where I see these females online, and then I saw these females that were kind of dressed provocatively, and they were talking about how they wanted, one lady wanted a guy that made, I think, $3K or One lady said 100K, and I'm like, ladies, you're basically putting your ass out there like you're, like you're willing to open up your legs, basically. You're in, there's a provocative way, we're mild provocative with some ladies. But these ladies, I'm just saying, and they were looking at standards. And because of those ladies like that, they'll assume we want a guy that's making 100K and looking for a woman, for a man that's, because we're, I just want to be able to be with somebody that's not brainwashed, that's not a liberal, who's a conservative like me. And it's hard to even connect to another conservative. It's hard. It's been hard. And I go to events. I've gone to events. Been after these events. These truth events, I've never been able to connect to anybody after these events that I've gone to in different locations and stuff like that. But I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to have to do another video on something else. I have some commentary on something else, and I will leave that there. Please pray, folks. That's if you believe in prayer. And bring awareness to this crisis on communication and the feminization of the men, and